Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Alphonso Speaks, and welcome to more of the Darrell Brooks trial. Today we're going to go over the testimony of Miss Corey, Erika's friend, who probably saved her life on November 21 of 2021 alongside Nicholas Kirby. So we're going to take a look at that. This is the state's second witness, and of course, Darrell Brooks is going to cross-examine. Before we get to that, though, you guys already know what time it is. Kenichi Bear Headphones, our official sponsor. Hibernation 5C is available now. If you're tired of paying the prices of JBL, Sony, and Beats, and all of those expensive brands, get the same quality with Kenichi Bear Headphones. Promo code Alphonso, all caps, and I do identify that by that name, and I do know that individual. And I believe all of you have the subject matter jurisdiction to purchase these headphones for yourself or a loved one just in time for the holidays. So make sure you guys grab yourself a pair of the Hibernation 5C headphones today. So, Miss Corey is Erika's friend that she met in the women's shelter, and she was there present the day of the parade, and she had an active role in saving Erika from Darrell Brooks and his aggressive behavior that day. So let's go ahead and take a look at the testimony of Miss Corey Runkle. I hope you guys are all doing really well today. It's been a crazy week for me. This YouTube channel has blown up in a really big way, and I thank you guys for that. As of the recording of this video, we sit at about 920 subscribers, so we'll see what happens after this one is posted. But thank you guys for joining me once again. Let's get into this. Oh, and big thanks to Court TV for the footage as well. They're always awesome.
The state calls Corey Runkle.
All right. Good afternoon, Ms. Runkle. If you would please make your way to the witness stand. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, will swear you in. Is the mat to stay up at this point?
It doesn't need to, but it also doesn't need to come down, I don't think.
How about I just use keep over here. We'll just put it behind.
Okay.
Just stick it behind. The easel can stay there.
The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I solemnly swear.
Thank you, ma'am. Please have a seat. We'll get that settled, and then the first thing I will ask you to do, excuse me, is to state and spell your first and last names for the record.
My name is Corey Runkle, and it's spelled K-O-R-I-R-U-N-K-E-L.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Runkle. Do you know a person named Erika Patterson?
Yes.
How do you know that person?
From the shelter.
What shelter are you talking about?
Women's shelter.
What city is the women's shelter in?
Waukesha.
And when did you meet Erika Patterson?
Around probably October, I think.
Okay. You are not used to testifying in court, right?
Not really.
I'm going to ask you to scoot a little bit forward. The nice lady in front of you is...
Microphone a little bit closer. I think that'll help.
We just have to make sure that everybody can hear, especially the court reporter in front of you, because she's writing everything down, okay?
Okay.
So can you answer...
Zach Wichow was such a gentleman, guys. I mean, come on. I've talked about his suit game before. Look at this. Like, he looks like he's running for office with this fit. This is, I gotta steal it. I definitely gotta steal it. I have the blue suit. I need to find a red tie like that matches the suit, because this is fresh. This is a vibe right here.
When did you meet Erika Patterson?
Either October or November.
Of what year?
21 this year.
2021?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you meet her at the women's shelter that you're talking about? Okay. What was your living arrangements at the shelter?
Okay, it wasn't this year, it was last year, I think.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. And what were your living arrangements at the women's shelter?
We were bunking together.
You and Erika?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You can tell she's very nervous. She doesn't really do the public speaking thing, and especially not in court. So like, I've seen a lot of people kind of like roast her for like how, I guess, how poorly she communicates on the stand and everything. But I mean, hey, when you're not used to a situation like that, what do you expect, man? Like I can tell she uses probably like a lot of slang and things like that, and talking in like a formal setting like this, it's just not something she does in her everyday life. Different lifestyles for different people, but I think as long as the state is able to get the testimony out of her that they need to get in a coherent manner that makes sense to the jury, I mean, it really doesn't matter that much.
while you were bunking together with Erika at the women's shelter, did Erika ever talk about a boyfriend of hers?
It wasn't her boyfriend.
Okay. Did she ever talk about a man?
Yeah.
And what, did she ever provide the name of that man?
Yeah.
What was it?
Darrell Brooks.
Okay. Were you with Erika on the afternoon of November 21st, 2021?
Yes, until I split up with her.
Okay. Can you tell us where you were with Erika before you split up with her?
I forgot what park it was, but we were at like the park where the dragonfly was, except for we were at the docks.
Is that in Waukesha?
Yeah.
Okay. And the docks, are you talking about a river?
Yeah.
So the park by the river?
Yeah.
Okay. What were you doing with Erika in the park?
Hanging out.
Okay. Was anybody with you?
Yeah. Kyle.
Okay. And you mentioned that you split up with Erika at some point, is that right?
Yeah.
Do you remember why?
To go hang out with Nick.
Do you know Nick's last name?
Kirby.
Okay. And Erika didn't go with you?
No.
Okay. So what happened after you split up with Erika?
She met up with Darrell.
How do you know that?
Because she was on the phone with him and they said that they were going to meet up.
Now, before that day, November 20th.
See, this is where Darrell Brooks could make an objection and say hearsay, right? Because he could be like, well, just because you heard her say on the phone that we were going to meet up doesn't mean that that's exactly what happened. But I mean, it's kind of pointless because it's caught on video that they did meet up. You have the evidence. And again, guys, if you hear my son screaming in the background, he's watching his YouTube. There's nothing I can do about it, okay? If any of you have a toddler at home, kids, grandkids, you know there's nothing you can do. And I'm sure none of you are complaining. I mean, you guys love Zane anyway. But yeah, if you hear a random ah or yeah, ah, if you hear that during the video, just know that's my son going off in the living room.
First, had you ever met Darrell Brooks?
No.
You'd only heard his name from Erika?
Yeah.
Okay. After you split up with Erika and she went to hang out with Darrell, did Erika ever contact you or Nick after that point?
Yeah.
How did that contact take place? Did she like see you or did she call you?
No, she called me on my cell phone.
Okay. And what was the nature of that conversation?
That he was beating her up and he was following her.
Okay. What did you do when you learned this information from Erika?
Me and Nick started running to where she told us she was.
Where was that?
By the school.
Okay.
I forgot what school it was, but it was by the school.
All right. Did you find her?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you found her?
Right in front of the school.
Okay. Do you remember what was happening when you found her?
He was swerving into her.
When you say he, who are you talking about?
Darrell.
Darrell, the person?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear Darrell saying anything to Erika at that time?
He was yelling at her to get back in the car.
Okay. Did she?
No. She tried, but I pulled her away.
Okay. Before you testified today, you reviewed a couple of surveillance videos, is that right?
Yeah.
Real quick, so again, you guys have to remember, you're going to hear about what Erika was doing in that moment, and you have to remember, this is somebody who had abused and groomed her from like a very young age. So like this is not really, you can't necessarily fault her completely for telling them where she was or trying to get back in the car or whatever the case may be. That Stockholm syndrome is a real thing, and the trauma bonding thing is a real thing. And you have to understand, like, you have to have grace with people like this who have been abused and everything, because like it's really nobody's fault but the abuser. Like, you're going to end up doing what the person tells you to do because it's a psychological thing. So when he's telling Erika to get back in the car and she's actually considering getting back in the car, regardless of everything that just happened, because he just got finished beating her up, he just tried to swerve into her, so she's the first person that he tried to hit once again, like he had done a couple of weeks prior. And none of that mattered because psychologically she's attached to this man. Him going to jail for a year was the best thing that could have happened to Erika. I'm assuming she probably did a lot of healing, a lot of therapy during that 365 days before she saw him again in court. One of the biggest steps that she took after this incident was not picking up his jail calls. Like, I believe somebody in the comment section told me he called like 37 times and she didn't pick up. That's a big step. That's a huge step, because that was the beginning of her breaking that soul tie with him. And yes, it's called a soul tie. When you are attached to somebody like that, whether whether it's bisexual energy or whatever the case may be, there's a soul tie that occurs there, and it's very hard to break those. You have to do a lot of mental, spiritual, emotional work to break a soul tie with somebody, especially when there's somebody as toxic as Darrell Brooks is. And that year that he spent in jail, before this trial, that was probably the biggest year of Erika Patterson's life, because now she was given an opportunity to take her life on a new trajectory. And that's why when you saw her in court, she was fully willing to testify against this man, because it was another one. It was another opportunity for her to continue to break this soul tie, for her to gain victory back, for her to remove, his dominion over her. And then I also read another comment, because I mentioned the Milwaukee case, like, oh, why does she just drop it? She could just, go and be free and not have to see or hear the name Darrell Brooks, like, anymore or whatever. Somebody left a great comment. They were like, no, she wants him to have consequences specifically for what he did to her, running over her foot, because for the entire duration of their relationship, he didn't have consequences for the things that he did to her, because every time he would put his hands on her and the police would get called or whatever, he would convince her to renege and she would do it. But now she's saying, no, I'm not. This is me taking my stand. It's more of a symbolic thing. It's more of a, like, I'm officially standing up for Erika Patterson here. Like, I'm right by the main road, guys. I'm sorry. I'm officially, being my own biggest advocate, which is what all of us have to do in life. We can't rely on other people to save us. We got to do it ourselves sometimes. And, she's taking that stand now. She's doing that. And I think that's like a really powerful thing. So, again, I say all that to say, have grace with somebody who seems to be making the most ridiculous decisions ever, when it comes to somebody that's clearly abusing them. They're doing it because there is a soul tie there that is very hard to break. It's not as easy as just, bro, look what he's doing, don't mess with him no more. Or look what she's doing, don't mess with her anymore. It's not that simple. So have patience, have grace, and stop being so judgmental. For those of you who are subscribing to my channel, you're going to learn this a lot about me. I'm big on mind your business, number one. Mind your business. And number two, stop judging people. Like, your philosophy and your way of life and your way of thinking does not apply to everybody in the world. The sooner you figure that out, the better off you will be. Just saying.
No, not today, but a while ago.
A while ago, not
Yeah.
today. I'd like to put Exhibit 3 up on the screen for the witness for identification.
Go ahead.
fast forward a little bit.
I could just tell that's her walking up.
Okay. Let's pause there.
Main road. Main road problems. All right, here we go.
So you viewed this video. Is it an accurate depiction of how the events unfolded in front of the school you're talking about?
Yeah.
I move Exhibit 3 into evidence and ask to publish.
Any objection, Mr. Brooks?
Yeah, my objection would be, you've only played 5 seconds of the video, whereas the other 5, you just said 10 seconds that you would play. I'm curious to see the rest of the video.
Your objection is noted. It's overruled. This is for foundation to establish it's what the witness is going to testify about. She's testified. It's a fair and accurate depiction of what the events that unfolded in her presence. And I will receive Exhibit 3. Permission to publish is granted.
All right, we're going to hit play from the beginning.
Okay, that looks like Erika Patterson, I believe. Yeah, that's her.
There's his car.
And there's Darrell
Let's
following
hit a
her.
pause.
Okay.
Let's hit pause. We're at 16 seconds. We saw a person wearing a blue shirt walking from the left. Do you know who that person is?
Erika.
Erika Patterson.
Yeah.
And when you said, there's his car, what car were you referring to?
The red one. The
And
SUV.
do you know who was driving that car?
Darrell.
Darrell Brooks?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, this would have been the first time you ever saw Darrell Brooks, is
Yeah.
that correct? Okay. We're going to resume from that point, but wait until I pause again to speak again, okay?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we'll play from 16 seconds.
Sorry guys, just fast forwarding so we can get to what they're saying. They're actually watching the video right now.
Did you recognize that vehicle?
Yeah, that was Darrell's.
Okay. We see now at this stoppage point, we can see 2 people on the upper right-hand corner. Do you know who those people are?
Me and Nick.
Do you know which one you are?
The one with the green gloves.
So left or right?
I think.
As we're
The
looking
one
at-
up in front.
And then there's a person with a white hood. Do you know
Yeah,
who that is?
that's Nick.
Okay, so you're the other one on the left?
Yeah.
All right. And you saw Erika?
Yeah.
All right, let's resume playing at 2 minutes and 44 seconds.
Okay, there's the SUV again. I think that's Corey and Nicholas Kirby. Yep, and there's Darrell getting out. Trying to get after Erika. I think that's Corey
Pause there.
chesting up to him, like she said, like get out of her face, whatever the case may be.
Pause to 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Who's the person in the gray hooded sweatshirt?
That's Darrell.
The objection's overruled. For answer may stand.
That's Darrell.
How far away would you say your face was from Darrell's face at this point in the video?
I was chesting up.
Chesting up?
Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yo, Zach is funny, bro. I can tell Zach listens to some like good rap music too. Like he comes across as like, I know he listens to some country. He probably drives a truck, but when he's in the mood, bro, them West Coast classics come out. I'm talking NWA. I'm talking Pac. I'm talking Ice Cube. I'm talking DJ Quick even. You know, me. I'm a Detroit rap fan myself. So anybody from Detroit, you know, shout out to you guys. Like I love Detroit rap. That's my number one genre. But I can tell Zach gets invited to the cookout. He does. I can tell.
Do you see Darrell Brooks either in the courtroom or on any monitors in the courtroom right now?
Yeah.
Your Honor, and actually for this point, I would ask that the court order the defendant to remove his mask.
Mr. Brooks, you're ordered to remove your mask.
Surprised he's not objecting to this.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Mr. Brooks, we talked about this at a prior hearing.
Spoke too soon.
For purposes of identification, you're ordered to unmask. Thank you, sir.
So now I'll re-ask that question. Ms. Runkle, do you see Darrell, the person you're talking about in the video, either in the courtroom or on a monitor in the courtroom?
Yes.
Can you tell us where?
In orange?
On the monitor in front of you?
Yeah.
I'd ask the record to reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect. Thank you, Mr. Brooks. You can remask.
Let's hit play and resume.
Wait, why is he the only one wearing a mask? Like, nobody else has a mask on. It's weird to me. Like, this was November 2021. Now, I know a lot of you were still wearing masks at this point. Some of you are still wearing masks here in 2023. But, like, why was he wearing masks? Like, I was at a whole Packers game with tens of thousands of people at this same exact time.
Daddy,
Yes, Zane.
I made costume.
Okay, later. I'm recording, okay? Family stuff. But anyway, I was at a football game with tens of thousands of people. Literally, like, at this exact same time that this trial was going on. And nobody was wearing masks. Why is Darrell Brooks wearing a mask like he cares about the rules of anything? Like, really? Knowing him, knowing the way that he operates, I'd be surprised if he was actually wearing a mask during COVID. That's too many rules for him. Right? So, like, him wearing a mask in court obviously only had to do with one thing. And one thing only. And that was preventing people from being able to see down here. If you study psychology, you study facial expressions and things like that, you'll know the mouth gives away a lot of stuff. The way the nose gives away a lot of stuff. You can hide a lot if you just have your eyes. But when it's the nose and the mouth, ooh, man, it gets into some revealing territory. And that's why he was wearing the mask during the interrogation, and he was wearing the mask here. If you notice in the videos, when he's driving around and he's going through the city, escaping the parade, he's not wearing a mask. He doesn't have a mask on at that point. And guess what? There's nobody within 6 feet of him right here, and there was nobody within 6 feet of him there. So,
I'm at 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
Weird. Okay, so they all just saved their friend from Darrell Brooks, telling them, hey, get out of here, we're about to call the police or whatever. I believe that's what Nicholas Kirby says at this point. And, yep, there he goes, speeding off. And this is where all the chaos truly begins.
All right, we've reached the end. Ms. Runkle, can you tell us what was happening in that last portion of the video we just watched?
Well, before Erika, me, and Nick showed up in the camera, that's when I ran after Erika from getting ran over, and then she tried to jump in the car with him, and then I ended up chesting up to him, and then we ended up going at it. So yeah.
How would you describe the level of your volume during that interaction?
Like, what do you mean?
Were you yelling?
I'd say yeah.
Was Mr. Brooks yelling?
Yeah.
Was anybody else in that video, either Nick or Erika, were they yelling?
Erika was telling me to stop.
Okay. And what happened after the physical confrontation with Mr. Brooks?
Nick pulled me away.
And then what happened?
And then Brooks walked off
Did you see where he went?
into his car.
The red SUV in the video we
Yeah.
just watched? Was there anybody else in the SUV at that point that you saw?
No.
And what happened next?
After that, it was like he headed out.
Okay. Did Mr. Brooks say anything to you or Erika or Nick as he was leaving?
He told Erika he was. Oh,
The basis for your objection, you said objection, right?
Is hearsay and irrelevant?
Is it being offered for the truth of the matter asserted? From the
Well, it's
state?
a statement by a party opponent, so it's not hearsay.
Oh, it's his statement, sorry. I think I misheard what she said. All right. The objection is overruled. If it's, she may testify as to words that you spoke on this occasion. Go ahead.
he told Erika that he was gonna find her and he's gonna kill her.
That's not even close to hearsay. Like, she's saying she was in that incident, like, captured on video. There's proof of her on video in that area with him. She can say this is what he said to us. Not, I don't know. It's hearsay does get a little bit complex, but like this definitely isn't hearsay.
Can we pull up Exhibit 5 for the witness, please?
That's a nervous laugh, guys. That's not a laugh of victory or a laugh of, you gotta be kidding me. That's a laugh of, let me play it cool. Let me make it look like this is BS for the jury. But guess what? The jury's not buying that. Like, it's not, nothing he's doing is working. I don't think he realizes that. Not on this day. Not on day one.
Waiting on that. Did you at any point come into contact with police or a police officer after Mr. Brooks left the scene that we just watched?
I forgot what that guy was at, the little stoppers, like where it stopped everybody. But we came into contact with him, and then he called the police officer, and then we had contact with the police officer.
Okay. At any point while Mr. Brooks was still present for the scuffle, did you or anybody else in your group call the police?
No.
And what papers is he looking through?
You need to turn on the state table, please, for preview mode.
All right, Patterson, I'm showing you on your monitor a photograph that's been marked as State Exhibit number 5. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Who's in that photograph?
Erika?
Erika Patterson? Is that an accurate representation of how Erika looked the night of November 21st, so after the Waukesha Christmas Parade?
Yes.
I'd move Exhibit 5 into evidence and ask to publish.
Any objection?
So you can see on her face, she's getting pretty emotional all over again. She's getting pissed. Probably for a variety of reasons, right? She's probably upset because with her being in a women's shelter, she's probably had experiences like this of her own with domestic abusers. But on top of that, she's probably like still a little bit frustrated, you know, by Erika even meeting up with him in the first place and things. They probably had a lot of conversations and things of that nature of like, you need to get rid of this guy, you need to, you know, stop talking to this guy, whatever the case may be. Obviously, Erika didn't do that for the reasons I already explained. And, you know, now she's getting mad again. All she wants to do in this moment is probably punch Darrell right in his face. Honestly. That's probably all she wants.
Yup, on the grounds of, that is hearsay.
The objection's noted, it's overruled. Exhibit 5 is received, permission to publish is granted.
Were you with Erika Patterson the day before the parade, so November 20th?
Yes.
Did she have a swollen left eye on November 20th?
No.
I want to go back to the issue of police and whether or not you had contact with them. Can you describe in a little bit more detail what exactly happened with law enforcement after the defendant left the scene that we just watched?
I'm not sure where we walked, but like I think we walked straight down to the parade. I'm not sure, but we stopped at these like stoppers where there was this I don't know what he's called. It's not a cop, but he was like a guard, and we ended up telling him that what happened, that Erika almost got ran over. I had to pull her away from the car, and he ended up calling the cops. He told us, hold on, let me call the cops, and a cop came, and we started talking to him.
Okay, but you don't, or do you remember the name of the officer that you spoke with?
I do not.
Okay. That's all the questions I have for this witness.
All right, Mr. Brooks, do you have any questions for this witness?
I sure do. So, my first question would be, you seem to be unclear about when you met Erika. Would you say it was roughly October or November because you wasn't sure?
Okay, so his whole strategy is going to be to try to poke holes in the testimony because he doesn't have any evidence to present to, back up his own case. If you look at the Bryce Rhodes trial, that defense attorney, it looks like I hate to say it, guys, but like there's a strong chance that Bryce Rhodes could get off without any charges, which is a very scary thing because I don't think he's a good dude at all. But that's what happens when you have a good defense attorney, a competent defense attorney. Darrell Brooks, like his whole strategy is like, oh, let's point out all the different technicalities. What about this first question of, oh, was it roughly October or November? It seems to be unclear to you. What is that going to do to disprove the picture that we just saw of Erika Patterson's swollen eye? The video that we just saw of you aggressively chasing down Erika Patterson and then having a confrontation with Erika, Nicholas Kirby, and Corey Runkle. What does this question do for you?
Or which one?
Roughly in between.
Roughly in between.
Yeah. I know it was before Christmas.
Well, you just said that you had never seen her quote unquote boyfriend or whoever she was referring to as that before the Christmas parade. Is that correct?
The Christmas parade was November, right?
He's asking you if you had seen...
Not before, but the Christmas parade was November. I'm just asking, right? Okay, so no.
Do you want her to restate her answer? She answered, she confirmed your question.
I wanted to be direct.
Okay, no, I have not.
So you just testified that you can identify who was driving the said vehicle as soon as you saw the video played. If you've never seen the driver before that day, how would you even know who it was?
I'll object. That is not a clear question. This is just going to confuse the witness. It's confused me.
Also state it, Mr. Brooks, rephrase the question, please.
Look at Zach's face. He's like if he was out of court, he would actually been like, man, what the kind of question is that, bro? That don't even make no sense. That's what he would have said.
Would you play the video again, the first 10 seconds? I'm guessing that it was.
Be Exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3? You want us to put, you want the first 10 seconds of exhibit played?
Show the witness the first couple of seconds of the.
All right, it's up.
Now you just said, you just testified.
Hold on, it's playing. You want it to stop now?
Stop.
Okay,
You
Play the
just,
first 13 seconds for the witness.
thank you.
you just testified that as soon as you saw the vehicle come into the camera view.
You know, it's crazy. Like, how stupid do you look to the jury when you're questioning witnesses from an adjacent courtroom? Like, you have to think to yourself, if I'm out of this courtroom in this orange jumpsuit, looking as unprofessional as I possibly can, and this evidence is stacking up against me, nothing that I ask is going to carry any weight with this jury. I'm losing all credibility because I'm not even allowed in the courtroom because I can't behave. I'm already putting myself at a disadvantage in that situation. The court, the jury is going to lean towards the prosecution because of how I already look. Like, believe it or not, optics matter. Optics matter in this situation. You cannot put yourself in a position where you got to question witnesses from another courtroom. And you don't think that the jury is going to think that that's on you, that that's your fault? You're the defendant. And like you said, there have been news reports cycling all around the country with your face plastered on them. You're the only suspect in this case, and you think you're not already at a disadvantage? Why would you put yourself at an even further disadvantage by creating commotion and getting yourself removed to another courtroom? That's dumb.
You said, oh, there's his car. How would you know whose car it was if you've never seen this person before that day?
Do you understand the question?
Yeah.
Go ahead and answer.
Because I was told that she was going to meet up with Darrell Brooks.
So you were told this directly from Erika.
Yes.
Did at any time she ever tell you what kind of car he had and what kind of car he would be meeting up with her with, quote unquote?
No.
So how can you identify that it was the said person's car if you had no knowledge of what vehicle this said person would be driving, or who the person even was, or who the what?
It didn't matter if it was the said person's vehicle. You got out of the car, so she was able to identify you at that point.
The person even look like? How would you know?
Because I was told it was Darrell Brooks.
And so you were told that it was this name, but you were able to identify the vehicle and the person on the first day that you ever saw them.
Objection
Is that-
asked and answered.
Let him finish his question.
Again, as soon as the car came into camera view, you immediately said on the record just a few minutes ago, oh, there's his car. Who is him? Who is his? Who were you referring to?
Darrell Brooks.
And you would be able to know that that was, quote unquote, Darrell Brooks just by seeing the car come into the view of the camera?
Now I'll object based on an asked and answered question.
Sustained. Mr. Brooks, are you trying to ask her whether at the moment in time she first saw the SUV, did she know who was driving? That would be a relevant question.
Did you know?
I don't like when she does that. But I know why she's doing it. She's trying to maintain the flow of the questioning. That way they can get through it. And we're not stuck on like witnesses for too long. I get it. But I also don't like. She started off early in the trial by randomly giving him like different legal advice. Oh, you can ask the question like this. Oh, this is what this is. Blah, 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 blah. He decided to represent himself. It is what it is. you gotta let him sink or swim on his own.
Who was driving the SUV that you saw when you saw it?
Not in court, but when you first saw it on that date.
Yes, because I don't see why Erika would be talking to anybody else and getting yelled at by somebody else.
But did you know at that moment who was driving the car?
Yes.
And how would you know that? You just said that you had no knowledge of.
These questions don't matter. They don't matter. How would you know who was driving? It doesn't matter because you got out of the car in front of them. You got out of the driver's seat in front of them. It's not like they saw Erika on the road, but the car just kept going and didn't stop and nobody got out of the car and you didn't know who was driving. You stopped the car and you got out of the car. So they were able to identify you because your stupid self got out of the car.
The vehicle that whoever Erika was meeting up with would be driving. So how would you know that?
Objection asked and answered and argumentative.
Yeah. Her answer previously, Mr. Brooks, was she was basing that on what someone told her, not based on what she saw at that point. That's at least how I took it.
So Erika told you the vehicle and how the vehicle would look?
Do you understand the question?
Say that again.
Mr. Brooks?
Erika, I'm
Restate
sorry,
the
Your Honor.
question. No, that's okay. Restate the question, sir.
So let's back up a little bit. Erika told you that she was meeting up with this Darrell Brooks, correct? That's what you said, right?
Correct.
And did she at any time tell you what vehicle this person would be driving and how the vehicle looked?
She did not.
So the first time you saw the vehicle, did you know who was driving the vehicle?
Yes, when she told me. When she told me.
What he's asking you though is, did you know based on personal observation,
Oh,
not
no,
based
not
on what
personal
someone told you?
observation. Wait. So personal observation? Oh, no, never mind. Okay, yeah.
So let's just make sure the record's clear what your answer is.
It's based on what I was told when I met up with her.
So it was told.
That's been established. It's been established what was told. So next question.
No, I was going to a different question. I didn't get to it.
All right, well then ask it, please.
I'm trying to. So you were told after the vehicle drove away and you and Erika were alone? Is that when you were told?
Yes.
So it would be fair to say that before you were told this, after the vehicle drove away, you did not know who was driving the vehicle, correct? Would that be fair to say?
Oh, I had a suspicion it was Darrell.
You had a suspicion or did you know?
Had a suspicion until I
So
asked
you
her.
didn't know.
Objection, argumentative.
Yeah, so we've kind of been a little bit circular here. So the objection is sustained. I think we need to be clear, Mr. Brooks, when you ask your questions about what point in time. It's one thing to talk about when she first sees the vehicle because there's been no contact between her and the vehicle, but it's a different point in time when it's later. So you need to make clear at what point in time you're referring to so that your question is clear.
Got you. You identified the alleged defendant in court. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And the alleged defendant that you identified was the same person that you saw driving the vehicle that day.
Yes.
The video also shows that, well, let me back up. But matter of fact, let me ask a different question.
Y'all know how painful this is about to be for me. Y'all better like, share, and subscribe to this video. I mean, come on. Like, I gotta sit through and watch this man question all these witnesses. This trial was 3 weeks. Show this video some love, y'all. Share the video. Subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Tell your family to subscribe. Tell your ancestors to subscribe. Everybody needs to subscribe because I'm going to sit through this and watch this entire trial from start to finish for you guys. Show me some love because this is tough. This is trying. It's a lot.
You may
Yes, Zane.
You stop looking at Jory.
No, baby. Come back later, okay?
reference to hanging out with Erika in the park, correct?
Yes.
With maybe one other person
Yeah.
present?
Yes.
Hanging out, what were you guys actually doing?
Drinking?
So, would it be fair to say that because of alcohol being involved, that there may have been a misinterpretation of what you saw?
No.
Or what you thought you saw?
Objection calls for speculation.
The question, the way it's asked, calls for speculation. If you could please rephrase it.
I actually different. How much were you drinking? Was it a few beers, a bottle?
So the weird part about this question and why it's so dumb is because, again, these are the types of questions you ask when there's no video evidence. When all you have is the witness. For example, in the Bryce Rhodes trial, you have 3 murders. None of the murders are caught on camera, right? So you can poke holes in stuff and be like, well, this is what you say that you saw, but are you sure? Or did this affect your vision? It was dark outside. Did you see Bryce Rhodes with a gun in his hand? Or, did you just see a gun out the window? Like, what's the case here? And in Darrell Brooks' case, he's trying to say, because you were drinking, may have that affected your memory and maybe the way you thought what you thought you saw and blah blah blah. Bro, even if it did, you know what wasn't drunk? You know what's memory? What cannot be distorted? A 4K camera, which we have you on, driving the SUV in Waukesha. This questioning is so pointless. He doesn't realize it doesn't do anything to help him.
Half a
Something to that
pint.
effect? Half a pint. Do you remember what you were drinking?
Vodka.
Do you remember if Erika was drinking?
She was.
And you said that you separated at one point to go hang with another person. I can't remember the name, but would that be fair to say that you separated from Erika to go hang out with another person?
I did say that.
Was that person also drinking that day?
No.
Did that person overhear any conversation between you and Erika?
No.
Would that be the same person that was saw in the video?
Yes.
So that would be Nick. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And is it true that you did give a statement about what you saw and heard that day?
Yes.
Is that fair to say? Would it be fair to say that in this statement that you gave, you never mentioned the person that you saw driving make any threats? Would that be fair to say?
I never mentioned.
Well, I have the statement right here in front of me. Would it be fair to say that the statement that you gave that day, that you did not say in your statement that you heard any threats being made or yelled towards Erika? Would that be fair to say?
Possibly.
So do you remember giving a statement?
I remember giving a statement.
Do you remember what you said in your statement?
I do.
So I'm gonna ask you again because I just asked. I have your statement in front of me. You did not mention any threats being yelled or made towards Erika. Would that be fair to say?
I did mention some.
What exactly did you mention?
That you were yelling at her, saying that you were gonna kill her and to get in the car.
And that's in your statement.
Yes.
Would you like me to read your statement to you?
Yes.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
So I'll object based on the procedure that the defendant is employing at this point.
Sure. Mr. Brooks, there is a procedure. I can have the state bring up her statement, I hope electronically, to show her. It would, and then, all right.
Bring it up for her to see.
You'll want to direct her to what part. You can ask her to review it, ask her if that refreshes her recollection, and then you can ask her a question. Or even show her that and ask a direct question about it would be another way.
Okay, this is not it, right?
No, they'll get it up. It just takes a moment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's,
Good though.
I was gonna say something to the bailiff and I didn't want to be disrespectful by...
Do you want me to mute you for a second so you can?
Oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. I do.
All right, we'll take a short break for you to do that.
Okay, so kid stuff. So, it seems like his whole aim with Corey was to try to, I guess, like, discredit what she was saying based off of the statement, based off of, like, whatever alcohol that she had been drinking. 1 second, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back, and I brought a guest with me because you guys have heard him throughout the entire video doing whatever it is that he's doing. And he just wanted to say hi. Say hi to the peoples.
No.
No? You don't want to say hi to the peoples?
No.
No?
I know.
Okay, well, I will have you do one thing for me, okay? Just wait, okay?
Okay.
So, again, guys, it looks like Darrell Brooks' whole approach with Corey Runkle was, let me try to discredit what she's saying. Hold on, baby. Hold on.
No, I want to talk to you. So, you locked me in a river room. I was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So I will have it.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Can I finish?
Yeah.
So, all he's trying to do is poke holes in what she was saying, using her statement from a year ago and using the fact that she was drinking alcohol. But again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in this case if Corey Runkle's...
We're not playing pretend, right?
No, let me finish talking, okay?
We're not playing...
Baby, let me finish talking or I'm going to have to kick you out. Let me finish, okay?
Okay.
Even if Corey Runkle's memory was a little bit hazy because she was drinking, it doesn't matter because you got caught on video. This isn't just only eyewitness, testimony. This is evidence that's backed up by footage. So, I don't know. Darrell Brooks, again, similar to how his questioning was throughout the entire trial, as we'll end up seeing. It was pointless. It was baseless. It did nothing for him to further his case. Honestly, it just furthered the prosecution's case if it did anything at all. It's just a waste of time. Just a complete waste of time. But that's it for today's video. Remember guys, peace, love, and positivity. Spread it everywhere. Like this video, share, subscribe.
Yeah?
Stay safe, stay blessed. Tell them to like the video.
Right video?
And what else? Subscribe, right?
Subscribe.
Tell them to subscribe. Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video. Okay, it really helps the algorithm.
Yeah, right video.
That's right. That's right, because it helps us out. It helps us out, okay? Stay
Right.
safe, stay blessed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Say peace.